to try and not look away from the camera. That's like something I'll do if I meet you in person too. My name is Laura, and I'm coming to you from an island, little island, just off of Vancouver, Canada. And I'm super nervous right now. So this is my first podcast, and I'm not sure what this is going to turn into, but it's something I've wanted to do for a while. So yeah, so I'm doing it. Anyway, so okay, so my name is Laura, and you can find me online at Heart Ewe on Instagram. So EWE, like a little sheep. Yeah, so that's my handle online. You can find me on Ravelry as Heart Ewe Knits, and then Instagram as Heart Ewe. I have a Facebook page under Heart Ewe, and my business on Etsy is under that name as well. So I decided to call this podcast I Heart Knitting because I do, and just because I just wanted to go along on, you know, that same sort of connection with my business. I was like, oh, I could do something totally different, but anyways, it just makes sense to me to connect it that way. So I Heart Knitting, this is going to be my YouTube channel, and yeah, you're seeing me in my craft room, which is amazing. When we moved into this house, I finally was able to move off the kitchen table and have my own space. So I have this little bedroom off of our kitchen. You know, we have a little small house, but my husband and I and my dog Sammy, we live here. So I love my space. Obviously I love blue. So there's a lot of that in here. And yeah, it's just bright and happy, and it's a great space to work in, and you know, it's very me. So yeah. So awkward. Okay, so yeah, so my name is Laura, and I'm coming to you from an island, a little island off of Vancouver, Canada. We've lived here for 10 years, my husband and I, and my dog as well. He's actually, you know, a first acquisition really when we moved to the West Coast was our dog. Before that, I lived in Ontario, Canada, and that's where I was born, and that's where I grew up, and where most of my family is. So while that was never really super challenging before, now that, you know, we have a pandemic, definitely that's different. Yeah, so with me working at home, and with, yeah, a global pandemic, and with everything going on, I just felt like this was the time. I have some time now, and I have some space, you know, when my partner goes to work. Why not, right? So, you know, the big reasons I wanted to start this channel was I wanted to like connect with you guys. I love watching podcasts. I love watching other people showing their knitting and showing their acquisitions, and I just feel like I can't get enough of like my favorite podcasters. And so, you know, maybe this will add some content to your week. I'm not sure if it's gonna be every week or not, but you know what I mean? There's always room for like another person to show off their knitting, right? So I want to show off what I'm doing. I would like to connect with some new people. I love my connections that I've made online with crafters. I'm really lucky that some of my friends here on the island are crafty themselves, and you know, up until March we had like a regular knit night that we were meeting at a friend's house. So yeah, I'm kind of missing that a little bit. And you know, I know a lot of you don't have knit nights at all, or maybe they're just not available to you right now, or you know, maybe you're just not able to go out and enjoy them right now, and that's totally fair, right? Like yeah. So yeah, really wanted to reach out and connect with people, really wanted to share my projects, hoping that, you know, what I'm sharing with you will help to like motivate you and, you know, inspire you like the way that other podcasters inspire me. And I'm also hoping that I can motivate myself to keep working on projects. You know, if you guys can encourage me, that would be awesome. So yeah, please, you know, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And you know, obviously, since this is my first... Oh, I have a phone call. Okay, so that was my mom, and just stopped and had a little chat with her, so that was good. I was talking about some of the reasons that I want a podcast, and yeah, like sharing, and also just kind of motivation and inspiration and things like that. So yeah, so I think that's kind of everything for like an intro. Yeah, so we'll move on to what I'm wearing. So this is something I finished a while ago, and I haven't worn it in a while, so you can see I'm all excited. It's been warm here, but it's finally starting to cool off. We've had a pretty decent summer, actually. And so I'm wearing this today. This is another reason that I wanted to podcast, is just an excuse to wear my hand knits. So this is, let me just turn around and you can see, this is a So Faded. Can you see that? Oh, this is so awkward. There. So this is the Comfort Fade Cardi. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I knit this maybe a year or two ago, and I just love how it turned out. This fade is really beautiful. The short rows in the collar, the way you fade in here as well. And I got, the yarn is by Goosey Fibres, and this was a Comfort Fade kit that they had in their shop. I've done some fades on my own, and some of them are successful and some of them aren't. The really nice thing about getting a fade, you know, kind of custom dyed by a dyer, or even just sticking with one dyer, is like you'll find kind of those similarities in the different speckles, you know, things that'll pull through all the way through. So yeah, I love this. Haven't worn it a lot lately, but looking forward to wearing it again when it cools off. It's great. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing. And then I wanted to show you some of the things I'm working on. I'm going to do like a full whip down this time because this is my first episode. You can see like everything I'm working on, which is only like 4 projects or so. And then, you know, maybe in the future I'll just show you things that have changed dramatically since the last time. So this is just a vanilla stripe sock, super bright. This is for John, my husband. The yarn is Scrumptious Purl. They are Canadian, and it is their Stripe Me Up sock. There's the info there. And I'm not sure what the colorway is, but it's really beautiful. And I've had this in my stash for quite a while, and I asked John if he wanted to pick out some yarn for socks, and I was not expecting him to pick this. That's what people always say, is when you get them to pick out yarn, it's never going to be what you expected them to choose. And that's totally right, but they're very cool. And what he said is, he's like, I don't have anything like this, you know, in my like sock wardrobe yet, so I hope he likes these. they look big to me, but I haven't knit him socks in a while, and I think that's why. And I think I'm gonna actually put a heel in really soon because I'm gonna be back to the black, and so I might stick in just a solid black heel and toe, just to keep all the stripes even. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's the first sock, and this is been on the needles for a while. And then I've got a bunch of things back here to show you. That's going to be a future project. This one I just started and I'm really excited about. This is the Soldotna crop, and this is by Caitlin Hunter. There you go. I have wanted to make this for a while, and this is actually a perfect segue because I'm using a lot of the leftovers from this Comfort Fake Hardy and putting them into this. So I'll just show you again. I've got a really dark charcoal, and then I have a variegated like gray with like pinks, and then this is like a tonal teal, and then this is like a tonal kind of gray with teal. As you can see how this little section of color work is going to be not quite so defined, but I'm actually okay. I think that's going to look really cool. I haven't had a lot of knitting mojo lately, and this is really fulfilling right now. So I would definitely recommend this pattern. The chart is just really engaging. The increases totally make sense to me. It's just got like a little bit of short rows at the back, and it's pretty decent with the yardage. Like for my size, I'm doing like the 3rd size up. I've got like a skein of the main color and a skein of the dark like contrast, and then just leftover bits of the other two. So yeah, so this is the main color, and this is To the Max Yarn Co. I'm looking for the tag in here. I just ordered from them recently for the first time. They had a sale. So this is their DK weight, and I don't know what the colorway is, but I'm gonna have everything on Ravelry if you're interested. And then this is the gray with the pink. So this is from Yarn Ink. This is a DK. I think the colorway might be like Shiver or something like that. I'm sorry, because these are scraps. I don't have them with me, all the colorways. And then this teal is Goosey Fibres. And this is the teal from the sweater. And then, that's my last ball. This is another Goosey Fibres. This is another leftover, this color in here. And I do have the tag for this one. It's called Diagon Alley. So very happy with how I managed to put my colors together, because I don't usually do the best job at that. But these are combining really nicely, and yeah, I find it kind of difficult to make a good color work with speckled yarns incorporated, and this time I feel like fairly successful at that. So yeah, so that's good. So I just started this a few days ago, and as you can tell, it's been really, really addicting, and it's just perfect. These like kind of moody blues and grays. This is in one of my project bags. This is an example of something that I make in the shop. So that's my medium size. And I have probably 6 partial skeins of yarn in here in my project, and it's still fitting, no problem. Okay, so I had the socks and I had that sweater, and this guy here. So this is the next thing I want to show you. This is my City Limits sweater. I worked on this a lot, like maybe a month ago, and then kind of put it aside. That is what I usually do. Like I'll knit the whole yoke and then get into the body, and then I'm like, oh, I need a break, move on to something else. So this City Limits pattern is by Tanis Kirby of Tanis Fiber Arts, and I'm knitting the 40-inch size, the 3rd size. I'm just trying to find somewhere. There. Sorry, it's black and white, but you all know what the City Limits sweater looks like. Everybody's been knitting it. So it's by Tanis Fiber Arts, and it's like a 5-skein marled. So you can see there, you start with, you know, holding this double, and then, you know, I've got a single strand of the gray and the aqua, and then holding aqua double, and then I'm putting in the navy here. It's got this false seam detail, which I really like. You know, that carries from all the way up, and you can wear it reversible, but I'm planning on wearing it with this purl side out. Yeah, so I'm loving this. The first gray is just Knitpicks Felici, no, not Felici, Stroll. Knitpicks Stroll in their Dove Heather, which I use all the time. And then I've got 4 colors from Euphoria Knits, which is Janessa. She's a yarn dyer out of Texas, and she dyes awesome yarn. I'm looking for a tag for you. This is on her Frenzy base, which is like a sock base, and as I said, I'm holding it double. So Euphoria Knits. Hi, Janessa. I hope you watch this. Yeah, Frenzy, and then this colorway happens to be the Knock colorway. I have not incorporated this one yet. I think I'm going to use that next. And then I have like a charcoal. I think this one's called Etri. And this is the one I'm currently working on, which is like a more, this one might be called Etri, actually. More of a navy, like a really saturated navy. Yeah. Super happy with this one as well. Yeah, knitting it to pattern, and it's turning out really great. So I'll probably pick this up again soon. And then another sweater here, and this is in my bag from Riv Creative. I got this at Vibrations Victoria a few years ago. Super nice, like heavy duty fabric with a big metal zipper, and then she's done pockets on the inside too, which is awesome. So this sweater I started maybe in like March or April. I got the yarn from Flock Fiber because a big fiber festival had been canceled. This was right at the beginning of COVID. I can't remember which festival it was, but they were doing a sale because they had a ton of inventory. So I got this. So this is Flock Fiber Studio. The pink is Peach Pit, the corally color, and then the teal is called Wavelength. So this is the Stone Crop by Andrea Mowry, and I'm choosing not to do the baubles on this one, so I've just replaced the bauble, any baubles I've just replaced with a purl, a single purl. So I think there's supposed to be baubles running in this row. And yeah, I haven't worked on this in a while. I don't even have needles on it right now. I have my little stoppers because I've stolen them for something else, but I'll probably get back into this this winter, and especially after doing the Soldotna the color work is really engaging. So I'm like getting excited about color work again. So yeah, so this will eventually come back. But for now, it's just kind of hibernating and taking a break. And then here I've got just a vanilla sock that I haven't been putting a ton of love into lately. But I love the colors. Yeah, it looks like I'm in the middle of turning the heel with a Fish Lips Kiss heel here. And this is Knitpicks Felici yarn, self-striping. And it's called Summer Camp. That's the colorway, but it's probably an older one. So I think that's it for works in progress. I have a couple finished objects that I want to show you. I'm going to start with some socks. So I've got these self-striping socks. This is Tiny Human Knits, and I think just a Knitpicks stroll for the heels and toes and cuffs. I think the colorway was called Denim Overalls. I saw it on Tiny Human Knits page in the springtime, and I was like, I have to have this. And I cast it on right away, and it was one of those 50-gram skeins of self-striping, which I think is just genius because it was the perfect amount for me. I have like just a teeny tiny little ball of yarn left. Yeah, so just plain vanilla. This is just my standard pattern that I do. And finished those a while ago. I have another self-striping set that I did here. This one is, oh shoot, I'm drawing a total blank. Here, I know I have their yarn right behind me. This is Freckled Whimsy. So this is Freckled Whimsy yarn, and Freckled Whimsy was doing a series where they were using book covers as inspiration for yarn striping colorways, and they posted this beautiful photo of a Black Beauty edition that was done with like these purples and a little bit of aqua in the dark, and that was one of my favorite books when I was growing up, so I really wanted to have that. I got their Anne of Green Gables colorway as well. You know, I'm not even sure if these are available anymore. This was a while back, but the Anne of Green Gables one is really beautiful too. It's like pinks and greens and mint and white, and yeah, that was another thing I watched a lot. So yeah, so I've got the self-striping socks, and then I knit like a whole bunch of baby sweaters in the spring. So I've knit so many of these little baby sweaters. This is the Flaxlight pattern by Tin Can Knits. I make it all the time. It just has this really simple garter edge detail. It's a fantastic pattern. This is the Light Bright colorway by Black Cat Custom Yarns. And I just love this pattern because it just uses one skein of yarn. This is the 6 to 12 month size. It uses one skein of sock yarn. It makes this great little stretchy, fits them forever. I have a lot of parents coming back to me and being like, I love this sweater. I'm so sad that, you know, my baby grew out of it. So for me, that's a win. I would recommend doing a really stretchy cast on for the neck, and then also a really stretchy bind off on the bottom and on the sleeves, just so that it's just easy to put on a little baby, obviously, and then you can roll up the sleeves and they can grow into it a little bit. So yeah, I make these all the time, and I just put them away, and then when someone we know has a baby, I mail them off because everybody loves them. And yeah, it's actually been like a replacement for my sock knitting lately. I haven't been knitting socks so much, I've been knitting these little baby sweaters. So I did that one. I did this one recently. This is the 1 to 2 year size, because it's going to be for a little boy who's already like over 6 months. So I want to make sure this fits. I love this tweed. This is Knitpicks Stroll Tweed. And I used, again, even for this size, I still have a ton of that yarn left. I'd have to weigh it, but this is my second ball. So you can definitely, you know, I can make the 1 to 2 year size easy with 100 grams of sock yarn in this flax light sweater by Tin Can Knits. And then I have one more. This is Gauge Dye Works yarn. And Gauge Dye Works, if you don't know, is another Canadian dyer. And Catherine is just genius with her colorways. So this is dyed so that it all stripes evenly. This is a second. This isn't one of her standard colorways. It's one of her like one-offs, or, you know, they're just slightly different from what her regular colorway would be, you know. And so she sells these at a discount every now and again. But it's just the cutest little skein of yarn, because you get this little self-striping yoke, and then on the other end of the skein of yarn is a little like built-in mini skein. So you can do this contrast for the bottom. Yeah, so super cute. Again, this is the flax light pattern by Tin Can Knits. And yeah, this segues actually really well into my acquisitions for this week, because I got some Gauge Dye Works in the mail. So I caught one of their updates. I would recommend getting on their mailing list if you're interested in getting their yarn. And they did a pre-order, and then I got one that was already in stock. So the pre-order took a little while, but it just showed up and I was so happy. So this is the Whiskey in the Teacup colorway by Gauge Dye Works. Just beautiful, like, it's like a really muted rainbow. And then this is their sweater skein. Here you can see their little coating there. So this is gonna stripe the same way that this little sweater does. And so it's this beautiful little muted rainbow, and then the gray. My friend has a sweater knit out of this. She did like a mommy and me, and it's just so cute. So I grabbed one of those because I've been wanting that for a while, just for the stash. And then this is another one of Gauge's like seconds. You can see it's got the, you know, red dot on there. So this isn't like one of their standard colorways. This is just something that they were playing around with. They've been testing out new dyes and things, I believe, over the last year or so. And so I grabbed this because they're always beautiful, even if they're not standard colorways, and they're a good price. So this is like a classic striping, so it'll be more just like an even self-striping sock. Yeah, so really happy I picked those up. Fun to get that in the mail. And then I did a Knitpicks order for the first time in a while as well, so I have a little box here to show you. Yeah, I buy a lot from Canadian independent dyers, and every now and again I'll do a Knitpicks order because it's great for baby knits and just affordable things. So I've got this, this is for dishcloths. This is Dishy yarn, and this is one of their, you know, little kits that they have already put together, like a bundle where you get the 5 coordinating colors. So I think that'll be really fun for making dishcloths. And then I really loved that Stroll tweed sweater that I did, the baby sweater. And I really like the Stroll tweed. I like having it in the stash. So I got 3 different colorways of the Stroll tweed. So North Shore Heather, Dalmatian Heather, and this is Barley Heather here, and kind of tealy and like mustardy. So those would be great for the stash. I don't have plans for those, but then I also got 4 skeins of this for a sweater quantity. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I want to get more tonals and solids in my stash because my stash is all like speckled sock yarn. So I got these 4 skeins, and this is one of their Hawthorn. Yeah, so it's their kettle dye, and it's the midwinter colorway. Really nice, deep navy with like some bright blue pops in there. Yeah, so I got 4 skeins of that, and yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. So if you have any ideas, just let me know. Yeah, so this is my mug from West Coast Teas. I'm having coffee. They do t-shirts and lots of screen printing. They're on Vancouver Island. Should check them out. Yeah, so oh my gosh. So I don't know, this is all a little awkward because I've never done this before, but I was more or less what I wanted to go through today. I just wanted to show you some of the things I'm working on. This is all new to me, so please let me know if you have any like feedback or suggestions. If I'm like, I know I need a microphone for sure. I'm gonna try and amp up the volume of this so it's not too quiet for you. But let me know like how the volume is. Let me know if my background's too crazy busy or if you like looking at my wall of shawls back there. Let me know if there's any other content you want to see that'll interest you as far as the knitting. Definitely open to that. I do a lot of other crafty stuff too. I sew and I dabble in like quilting and spinning and embroidery. So, you know, I'm just not sure where to go with this, like what people are interested in seeing and not seeing, and whether they kind of want all the crafts or not. So that was basically what I had in mind for knitting content. And then the next little portion, I wanted to show you some of the things that I make for my shop. So, you know, I have an Etsy shop online. You can check it out. It's called Heart Ewe, E-W-E. And if you're not interested in this, then thank you so much for watching, if you've watched this far. I hope, you know, I hope this happens again, and I hope that you can come and join me again. But if you do want to stay and check out what's going in my shop or what's already in the shop this week, please do, because I've got some fun things. I'm just going to turn around and get them. Okay, so I do a lot of zipper pouches and project bags and things. For my Etsy shop, I make lavender sachets as well, little like cork leather card holders. I do face masks now, like facial coverings. So yeah, it's just kind of developed over the last few years. It was part-time, and now it's something that I do full-time, which is really exciting and scary. But yeah, it's really great to have an outlet for making things, and I would love it if you wanted to check the shop out. I don't want to overwhelm you with products, so I'm not going to show you everything that I make. I'm just going to show you the things that I put in the shop this week, because I have a few bags that just went in. Yeah, and I'd appreciate it if you checked it out and let me know what you think of my things. So I did a couple, because we're getting into kind of Halloween type season, I did a couple of Halloween style ones. These are a new size for my shop. They're like a drawstring, and they are like a medium size. So I think these are going to easily hold 2 skeins to 3 skeins of yarn, and they're opened up, they're kind of like a little bucket. They got a really nice lining inside. And then when they're closed, you can just use these as your handle, and it's just a perfect little size, I think. So this is brand new to the shop, this size. So a medium-sized drawstring. So I've got that one. I've got these unicorns. I got this in another colorway too. And then this sewing machine with like a really bright matching print, and then a this in the other colorway. So I've got the sewing machine side by side on one side and then centered on the other. And then this one has like a matching lining from the same collection, which has this little grid with little hearts. And I've got these cranes and pineapples. I've got that in pink as well, with this really cool purple scalloped bottom and really bright coral on the inside. And then these beautiful little birds with this bright blue lining. Yeah, so really tempted to keep one of these. We'll see what happens. And then this size is the XL size. So these are huge. They fit a ton. They are very deep, and then they close up. They're not full, so it kind of looks empty, but they close up into this big cube, like 10 by 10 cube. So you can fit like 8 skeins of yarn in here, no problem. This is the midi size Finch bucket. This is by Stitch Mischief, their pattern, and it has the handle on the side and the drawstring on the top. And then as well, I have down the one side, I have the 3 interior pockets here. So 1, 2, 3. So this will hold your pattern in half, you know, folded in half, and then some notions. And they're an amazing size. This is the biggest size in the shop. I just started making them about a few months ago, and they've been really popular so far. So I got the sheep in 2 different colorways. This one's got a lighter bottom on it. And then this is like antlers with like a nature quote on it. And beautiful like purple lilac peach inside. This one is canvas. This is Rifle Paper Company. Their Primavera fabric with a beautiful peach on the inside. I love this fabric so much. And I got it in this colorway too, the dark. And then this has a really nice bright in the inside. And then also this one, this is the cranes again, but in the bigger size and with a really nice kind of neutral lining. Yeah, so these are available in the shop right now, as well as lots of other things. I'd love it if you had a look. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I really appreciate you sticking around, and thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm going to be back again with you sometime soon, if anybody watches this. So please, if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Like this post. You could check me out on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. Just I Heart Ewe at IHEARTEWE. And just, yeah, let me know what you think. And I just appreciate some feedback from you. That would be awesome. So, okay. I'm gonna just say thank you and say goodbye and say maybe we'll see you again sometime soon. Okay, bye-bye.